Lesson number 10, Conservation Management. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain some conservation management techniques and discuss how conservation can lead to greater biodiversity. The Norfolk Broads is an area of wetland produced by the interaction between people and the environment. Left to itself, the whole area would gradually dry out and become woodland. This is an entirely natural process called succession. Conservation management means intervening in this process. Natural succession is stopped by careful management. This is because people like the Broads the way they are. Important organisms like the bittern and the swallowtail butterfly would be lost. Some areas are allowed to regrow into woodland. Others are kept as open water. The result is a wide variety of habitats. Different animals and plants are adapted to each of these habitats. This means there is a greater biodiversity in the Broads. People living in the Broads used to harvest the reed and sedge to provide animal feed and bedding, and to use as thatch for houses. Now these resources are being used again. As oil has become more expensive, scientists have looked for alternative fuels. Reed and other fen products make good biofuels. They can be chopped, dried and burnt to produce heat and electricity, or can be formed into briquettes suitable for a domestic open fire. Coppicing is a technique where trees like hazel and willow are cut near the base of their trunk. From this base they grow lots of new branches very quickly. A well-managed coppice wood has trees at different stages, so that there is a harvest every year. No trees are destroyed in the process, and it actually makes the trees live far longer. Coppicing also opens up woodland, letting in more light. This leads to greater biodiversity. Reforestation, or planting trees, is another conservation management technique. Hundreds of years ago, much of the UK was covered in forest. Now, less than 12% of the UK is woodland. Trees store carbon, make oxygen, reduce flooding, stabilize the soil, and help to improve air quality. They provide us with renewable resources and a habitat for all sorts of animals and plants. Replacement planting is slightly different. This means that if a tree or shrub is removed, it is replaced by a plant of the same species. Sometimes trees have to be removed, so it is important that each one cut down is replaced by one of the same species nearby. This helps to maintain the biodiversity of the area, but it takes a long time for many species to grow.